In our last section, we talked about scene dynamics, or the elements that created a scene. We talked about drama. We described and defined what drama is and why drama is important for our scenes, and how do we harness drama to make our scenes more compelling. We also talked about tension and how important tension is to our scenes, why tension gets us in and out of the most boring parts of our information. We went through looking at a couple of examples like Frankenstein and Alice in Wonderland. So now that we know what a scene is, let's sort of discuss how we go from our scenes or our ideas to our scenes. So starting a scene, what we need. Well, first and foremost, we need an idea, and I know you guys out there have no shortage of ideas. We also need a text editor program. Most computers come with text editing software standards, so this should apply to everybody out there. If you're not sure what a text editor program is, I'll put a couple of examples on the screen. There's MS Word, TextEdit, Notepad, Pages, etc. As we start to compile the information for our scenes, what we'll need is a screenwriting program or something that helps us organize our scenes in a creative space that can be interpreted for shooting in later time. So, general brainstorming. You have to get the ideas on the page. When I say get the ideas on the page, this is the information that you want to convey to your audience. Ask the questions. The number one question that you should be asking yourself in brainstorming is, what is this scene about? What am I trying to say? How am I trying to say it? Why is it important that I say this in this particular scene? What important information do we need to convey in the scene? Who is our main character? Is it the hero in the scene? Is it the villain in the scene? Is it our product? Is it our marketing information? Who is our main character? Is it the audience? The audience also can be a character in your scene. So in defining who your main character is, you have to sort of give some qualities to that character. What does he or she look like? Where is he or she from? What does he or she need? What is our hero's or our main character's objective? What is our hero's main obstacle? Once we go through this information, and this all goes back to having a character arc or keeping a compelling character arc, we will be able to have an overview of what our scene needs to have and what it can lose. Now remember, having a character arc is essentially creating the path of the hero, his call to action or his call to duty or his need to fulfill the requirements of the scene. Why must the hero refuse the call to action? What the character learns on the journey, that essentially is his arc. So if the character is our audience, and let's say this is a music video, and we're taking information from the song and we're creating a scene from it, what type of growth are we expecting our audience to have from the beginning of the scene to the end of the scene? Take a few moments, ask yourself these questions, ask yourself as many questions as possible, and actually answer the questions. I find it very helpful and very informative to write both the question and the answer in my brainstorming session. So when I go into my outline and I see random bits of information, I sort of get an understanding of what my thought process was at the time. This is a little tip that you guys can also use. Make sure you write both questions and answers. I know it seems a little bit crazy, but have a two-part conversation with yourself in your brainstorming. So now that we've brainstormed, now that we got the questions on the page, let's move on to outlining.